Hi everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Mrs. Carlson. Today we are going to make potato soup. This is just a pretty simple potato soup. This can be done within a half an hour. You don't need a ton of ingredients for this, and it goes together pretty easily. All you're going to need is about half of an onion, some potatoes. I do about 6 or 7 medium-sized potatoes, a stalk of celery, 2 carrots. You can use either a clove of garlic or garlic salt, whatever you have. You'll need some salt and pepper to taste. About 8 ounces of chicken broth, so we won't use all of this. We had some extra ham left over from Easter, so I just kind of diced that up. We're going to use ham, but I've also used bacon quite a bit for this recipe. Yeah, we need 1.5 cups of milk, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and a little bit of water to mix with that cornstarch. So all we're going to do right now is get our ingredients ready to go into our pot before we do much of anything else. So all I did was I took some of the ham off of the bone and just diced this up, took the fat off of it. I would say this is probably around 1/2 cup of ham. We're just going to put that in. I'm going to cut this onion in half and just dice up the onion just in bite-sized pieces. It doesn't have to be perfect. These are going to cook down, so again, does not have to be perfect. Rachel, do you like potato soup?
Never really tried it.
Are you going to try it today?
I would rather take chicken noodle soup.
Oh, you like chicken noodle soup, yes. Not much of a fan of the cream soup, sorry.
Oh, wait, what has cream in it?
What has milk in it?
Yeah, I like chicken noodle soup.
Alright, so we're going to put 1/2 of an onion in our pan. This is not on yet. We're just going to put it all into our pan. We need 1 stalk of celery. Just pull this down. Before I wash it, I cut the bottom end off. We're not going to use it anyway, so I wash it. And then the top, looks like there's a spot that needs to come out. And I'm just going to run this under the water. Okay, so all you're going to do is cut your stalk of celery into like 3 or 4 different lengthwise pieces, like this long. And then we're just going to dice it up into bite-sized pieces. So remember, this is going to cook down a little bit, but you probably don't want big pieces of celery in your soup. So we're just going to dice this. For the carrots, you can do 1 or 2 carrots depending on how many carrots you like or what you have. Alright, so we'll put our celery in our pot. Now for your carrots, remember you need to peel your carrots. Just going to use a vegetable peeler for that. Okay. You'll cut the ends off of your carrots. And then dice these into bite-sized pieces as well. So I usually cut it in half first, and then kind of hold it steady. Cut it in half again. Cut each half into halves. Do the same thing. You want these to be about the same size so they cook evenly. So good. Alright, once your carrots are diced up, we're going to put those into our pots. Alright. Now I'm going to add in a clove of garlic. My garlic press. Remember, if you do not have garlic, just use garlic salts. It's just going to add some nice flavor. It's a pretty big clove here. Right. So I can press this together. This is a ginormous clove. All right, got that in. Now we are going to peel our potatoes and add those in as well, and then we'll come right back. Okay, so I've cut 6 potatoes up so far and diced them. Just want to show you again one more time how to peel a potato. You hold it in your palm and you have your cutting hand with your knife. You'll kind of guide with your index finger and pull with your thumb. Just being careful of your other hand, and then pulling the knife toward your thumb, using that as your guide. Just go around your potato until everything's cut out. If you have any bad spots on your potato or dark spots, just cut those out. It'll be fine. Just make sure your peel is all off. And then what you're going to do is just try to cut these into equal sizes. So you have bite-sized pieces, and that they're semi-consistent so that they cook evenly. And you're just going to cut it in half, and then cut it in a couple more halves until you can cube them into bite-sized pieces. So here's 1/4 of our potato. We'll cut it in half. You can flip it over and cut it in half again if you want smaller pieces, and then just cut that lengthwise so you've got bite-sized cubes of potato. Okay, so what we're going to do now is put your 6 or 7 potatoes into your pot. Pot's not quite wide enough here. I can do this without making a huge mess. Okay, then we're going to add our chicken broth to this. I didn't have chicken broth, I've got some vegetable stock that will work just fine. Shake that up, and you're going to put in about 8 ounces of this. Puncture this. Okay, so we're just going to guess about a cup or so of stock, and then you're going to cover the rest of your potatoes just high enough so that the water goes over top of the potatoes. Then set that on to boil for about 12 minutes. Okay, after your potatoes have had the chance to boil down a little bit, this took about 12 minutes or so, they will be fork tender when they're done. So what that means is if you pull one of the bigger potatoes up,
I smell the soup.
whoops, and you can pierce it with a fork and it goes right through easily, that means it's done. Okay, so all we're going to do next is put about 1 cup to 1.5 cups or so of milk into this mixture. We'll do 1.5 cups. If you had cream, you could use cream for that. We're just going to use some milk. And then for the thickening agent, all you need is, I have about 1/8 cup of water, so just a little bit of water in a cup. And we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to that water. If you don't have cornstarch, flour would work as a thickening agent for this soup too. Just stir the cornstarch into your water, and then dump that right into your soup. And then we're going to heat that back up and just stir it until it thickens. It's not going to take very long. And then that is all there is to potato soup. It's pretty easy. Okay, after you have let your soup thicken a little bit, this is what you've got. Don't forget to season your soup with salt and pepper to taste. And then be sure to eat it with some delicious bread.